Hi everyone. Tonight we are doing a canned corned beef recipe with the canned corned beef that I tell you guys I really love the canned corned beef. Is that camera lopsided for you guys? I know the lighting's terrible. I'm gonna work on that. It's dark here already. So I'm gonna do a quick corned beef and cabbage. I'm gonna turn this down, it's smoking hot. I added a little bit of olive oil. I have sliced up some cabbage. And I'm just going to cook this cabbage until it's tender. This is a really fast meal. If you like your corned beef and cabbage, but it takes forever, try this recipe. I did cut the core out of this. And you can cut it up any way you want. If you want it cubed, sliced, what have you, do it the way you like it. Break down some of these thicker pieces. This is one of the few ways that I really like cabbage. I do like fried cabbage a lot. Oops, sorry. Ringy dingy. You can add onion to this. You could add carrots. I have some canned carrots. You know, you make this your own the way you like it. So, and you know this will wilt down a lot. So I'm going to cook this down until it's tender. And then all I have to do is add this corned beef. This is my canned corned beef. And then I will show you what I do with those leftover mashed potatoes that I had the other day. I think I told you I'd show you how I have those with this. We really try around here not to waste food, you know, can it, dehydrate it, repurpose it. So I'm going to add a little salt. My pink Himalayan salt, just a little bit, because corned beef is salty. I do not add any salt or anything to the corned beef when I can it. Some pepper. And you can leave the lid off of this and, you know, stir fry it until it's golden if that's how you like it. I mean, just do this to your taste. I'm going to put the lid on it and let it soften, stir it a few times, and when this is ready to add the corned beef, I will come back. Okay, that has softened up a bit. I'm just going to let it be. It's really sealed. I'm going to open my corned beef and drain it. That a lot of this fat, get that out of there. It's one of the nice things about canning your own corned beef. You can really trim that up and get a lot of that fat out of there. And I should have done this in a wide mouth jar. That's the benefit of canning meat in wide mouth jars. It comes out much easier. I'm gonna struggle here, I can already tell. Always a struggle when you're on camera, isn't it? I went through this the last time. I was like, I won't do this in regular mouth again. Chunks that are stuck together from the canning process. I hope the washing machine isn't too loud. The dryer and the washer. There we go. And even now, see there's some of this fat on there. You can just scrape that right off. I mean, unless you like it. Just scrape that bit of fat off of here. This is already cooked, so I'm just going to heat it through. Don't have to worry about it cooking all day like you do, you know, if you make your St. Patrick's Day meals. I made a mess of myself, and I used the little spice packet. I only used part of it, a little bit in each jar from that spice packet you get, and I saved those when I'm making the corned beef hash. I just wash them in soapy water and save them for when I'm canning corned beef. And I'm just gonna cut this into chunks and put it in with the cabbage, and it'll heat through. You know, I think I said in my hash video, you know, it will shrink a lot when you're canning this. There's just nothing you can do about the corned beef shrinking. I'm just going to lay this around with the corned beef, and then with the leftover mashed potatoes, I'm going to fry up some potato patties to go on the side. That's why I'm not putting potatoes or anything like that in here. So I mean, you can create the recipe that suits you on this. Like I said, you can add carrots, onions, all that jazz. So yeah, I'm gonna let this heat up, and when that's heated through, I'll come back and I'll make the potato patties, and then I will show you when it's plated up. Okay, I have taken the corned beef and cabbage out of the skillet. I'm going to add some coconut oil. I don't use canola oil. Canola oil is GMO-y, so we don't use that. Coconut oil has a good high smoking point too over the olive oil. Now let that heat up. While that's heating up, I'm going to take my leftover mashed potatoes. I'm going to add an egg. I'll save that egg shells for the garden. What I do with my eggshells is I put them back in the container, and when it's full, after I've cooked in the oven, I turn it off and I put them all on a cookie sheet and put them in the oven, and then I grind them all up. Put them in one of those big coffee containers, and I grind them into powder for the garden. You can put them in your compost. You can save some for your plants. Helps with the blossom rot. I've heard it helps with bugs. So I've added the egg. I'm going to add just a smidge of flour. Might be a teaspoon. You can add green onions. You can add regular onion. You can add dried chives. All sorts of flavorings that you like. I think I'm going to add another egg because that's just still really stiff. I'm not feeling fantastic today, so excuse me if I'm not very cheerful. Been busy this week. I'm not sleeping well either. I don't know why. There we go. That's looking better. And just stir it up really well. You can season it with salt, pepper, what have you. I'm not going to season it with anything because I seasoned them when I made the mashed potatoes. So mix that up so you don't see any stringy egg or anything. Well combined. I do several different types of potato patties. I have a leftover sweet potato in there. You could mix that in here as well if you wanted to for something different. So let's see, can you see the skillet? Okay, and all I do not have level counters. I don't have a level stove. You can tell all the oil always slides to the back. And I just make the patties right there in the pan. Flatten them out. When they brown on one side, just flip them over and brown them on the other, and they're done. Really easy to make. And if you want them perfectly round and all that, you can do that, but this is just fast for me, and that's it. So when they're browned, I'll flip them over until they're brown on the other side. And like I said, you can do anything. You can add green onion, dehydrated chives, herbs, salt and pepper, red onion, white onion, whatever. You can mix in the sweet potato, like I said, and just do them up. So I will be back when I plate this up. And this is it. There's your corned beef, cabbage, and potato patties. So, like I said, do this with anything you want. This can be a complete pantry meal. You can use instant potatoes you've done yourself. You can use your canned cabbage along with your canned corned beef. And there you have it. So I'm going to give this to my husband and we are going to eat. So see you later, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. Bye.